What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It is your favorite Dr. Baye here with a little bit of a different video for you guys. Some of you may or may not know I am back here at home in Ghana visiting my family. And today I wanted to show you guys how to make coconut oil from scratch. When I posted my video about the coconut milk, a lot of you were asking me how to make coconut flour, how to make coconut oil. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make coconut oil right here in Ghana using coconuts that we picked from the trees right here in my dad's house. There's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 8 coconut trees in this particular house. He has other farms and other properties where he has more coconut. But the coconut that we're going to be using today, there's more right here. We're all picked right here from the house. So I will be walking you guys through the process. I'll be doing most of it, but my cousins and nieces are also going to be helping. So the first thing we do is that we cut the coconut open. So I already cut open a couple of them. I'm going to keep going with the rest of this, but I want to show you guys something real quick. I want to show you coconut seed, right? I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but this right here, when we cut open this particular coconut, this came up when I opened it, but it's supposed to be right here. This is the coconut seed, right? As you can see, it was about to germinate, okay? So this is the coconut seed. I don't think most of us even know that coconut has a seed. So this is what a coconut seed looks like. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna start opening now. I am not an expert at opening coconuts, right? My dad was laughing at me this morning. I'm not an expert at cutting coconuts. So this process is going to take a little longer, but will most likely speed up this video so you guys don't watch me for 3 hours trying to cut open some coconut. So enough talking, let's get right into it. And if I cut my fingers, it stays between you and I. So as you can see, this type of coconut, right? Obviously, we're not going to use it. It looks rotten and it looks old. So what happens with the coconut is that, you know, maybe you guys know, you guys don't know, this is what it looks like on the tree, right? There's many different species. There is green, there's yellow, there's different species, right? And so when it's fresh, it looks like that. In order to get the coconut oil, you have to dry it out first. Sometimes you dry it a little too long and you end up with coconut like this. So we're not gonna use this. We want all of them to look white on the inside as those ones, okay? So we're gonna put this to the side. I'm getting better. Oh, so this one we will be able to use it, but the seed was a whole lot bigger. So see, this one was just about to germinate actually. So this is the coconut seed. I wonder if we plant this, let's ask my dad. If we plant this, will it, this one won't work? Oh, so it has to be in the fruit in order to germinate. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, so what he's saying is that because this is already outside of the coconut, it's not gonna grow, right? The coconut gets its nutrient from this. You know how when you plant something in the soil, right, you wanna make sure the soil has nutrients? This is what is gonna give the coconut bud the nutrients. So without it, this is not gonna grow. I'm sorry for meddling you. I didn't know you were coming out. So this one is also bad, so we're not gonna use it. So let's just talk for a quick second about the health benefits of coconut, right? When I posted my coconut milk video, I mentioned some of the health benefits of it, but one fun fact about the coconut plant itself, every part of it can be used as medicine, from the root to the fruit itself, from the husk to the branches to the fresh immature coconut fruit. Every single part of it can be used as medicine. And as the course of this video goes on, I'll explain to you what each part of the coconut does. But the coconut fruit itself is very high in healthy fats, right? So omega-3 or omega-6s is very good for the brain, right? It has antimicrobial properties, so it can be used for a lot of infections, right? You can also apply it topically on your skin for skin infections. It's good for the hair, I know coconut oil became a trend, but people here in Ghana have been using the coconut plant for medicine for many years, right? We use it to make coconut oil, we make coconut flour, we make a lot of things out of the coconut plant. And so every single part of it, and also with the branches of the coconut, we use it to make broom. So let me show you the broom that the young man is holding. The broom that the young man is holding was made from the coconut branches, right? And that is what we sweep our houses with. So nothing is wasted here, right? We really do believe in the term that, living in nature and living with nature. We don't use a lot of plastic or, rubber type brooms, because those have a lot of endocrine disruptors, right? So BPA and all of that. And because the weather here is really hot, you don't want, when you touch those things, you don't want it, leach into your skin. But everything we do here is very natural, no matter how much money one makes or how much comfortable one's life becomes, we never forget that everything that the Most High created on this earth was supposed to be for medicine for us. So I'm gonna finish cutting open all this coconut, and then the next step will be to wash it and take the fruit out of the pot. Coconut oil, woohoo! All right, friends and family. So the next step in the coconut oil making process is that we are going to take the fruit out of the shell, and then we're going to wash it. So we will wash this about 3 or 4 times to make sure it's very clean. And so that's what we're going to be doing. And then after that, the next step will be to cut it up and then go grind it. So we're almost there, guys. Hang in there with me. So once again, if you haven't already subscribed, shared, commented, all the good stuff, make sure you do so. I gotta stop talking because this part requires me to focus. If not, I'm gonna cut my finger. Ain't nobody got time for that. So sometimes it comes off easy, sometimes it doesn't. So just bear with me. We will do the best we can and then keep it moving. So usually when we make coconut oil, it's a whole family affair. The whole family is involved because we usually make big batches, right? Sometimes we make enough to sell. So if we're making that much, the whole family is involved. The nieces, the nephews, the sisters, the cousins, everybody. But this time around, we're only making a small batch just for home consumption. So it's me, my father, and one of my cousins is also helping. But you definitely can't do this by yourself. You know, you can do it by yourself if you're making like a little bit, but this takes time, right? And patience. You guys are not used to seeing Dr. Baye like this. I'm usually in a white coat in my clinic, but this is, to me, this is life, you know, being out in nature, actually having a relationship with the food that I'm eating, being a part of the making of everything that I do, right? It's medicine, and it's healing, and it's life, and it brings me so much joy. So I really do hope each and every one of you are able to travel outside of the US to see what life is all about. So you guys, let me know in the comment section if you have ever made coconut oil, or what other use do you have for the coconut plant. Done. Remember, we're not going to throw this away, right? We're going to use this part of the coconut for medicine. It will most likely be a different video because I don't want this video to be too long. You guys will be watching this for 3 hours. But I'm going to show you guys what this is used for and how you can make medicine out of it. Okay, so stay tuned and let's keep going. So after we wash all of this coconut up, we will come back with the next step in the coconut oil making process. See ya. All right, guys, so this is the next stage of the process. We are just cutting the coconut up into smaller chunks, small enough to be able to grind it easier. Ordinarily, we will use a cutting board, but because of how the coconut is, if you use a cutting board and you cut it, everything will be flying away. So we just do it by hand, the old school way, you know. I know a lot of you in America don't really know much about this, but this is how we do it. Right in the palm, you got to know how to work the knife because you will cut yourself, but it goes like this. Or you can do it like how my dad is doing it, kind of slicing like this. For me, it's easier for me to do like this, to go like that. So you have two options. And when this is done, we will wash it one more time. So it's going to be super, super, super clean. And so the next step after we do this will be to go grind it up into a very fine, what's the right word? Paste, right? Almost in a paste form. And then we extract the oil out of it, which you guys will get to see really soon. All right, guys, so here we are in the coconut oil making process. The next step, as I explained to you guys, was to grind the coconut up into this form. Unfortunately, we were not allowed to record the process when we took it to the grinding machine place. But if you have a high duty blender, maybe a NutriBullet or any other fancy blender, you should be able to use it to blend to get to this consistency. If you are making it for just yourself, just a small batch, you can easily use your blender. If you are making a larger amount like we are, then you definitely need to find some other way to blend it to get to this consistency. So the next step is to go ahead and extract the oil. And what we do is that we will break this up into smaller batches because this is a lot and it will be very, very difficult and tedious to try and do it all here. So we'll break it up into smaller portions and then we'll move on from there. So let's go right ahead and do that. All right, so here we are. We put a small portion of the grinded coconut fruit into this little bowl, and we're just going to put some warm water on it. Remember, you want to put warm water, not hot enough to burn yourself, obviously, but just a little warm. And we're using warm water because we want to extract as much oil out of the coconut as possible. So this is just like lukewarm water that I'm using. And then you just massage it like this. Massage, massage, but you don't want it to be too thick, so we'll most likely add a little more warm water. If it gets to become too hot, then I'm going to add some cold water. So this consistency is almost perfect. A little more water. Just one more cup. We really don't measure out here in this part of the world, so I can't tell you how many cups to how many coconut fruits, but your goal is to get to this consistency, right? This consistency. So I'm going to just add the rest of it. And then the next step involves 2 people. So I have my lovely assistant here, my beautiful niece, Ohenewa. She's going to be helping me. And so the next stage is to strain it or sieve it or whatever you guys call it in your part of the world with a cheesecloth. So I have 2 different types of cheesecloth. I'm going to try it out and see which one works out great. So you will strain it like this and you extract all the water out of it. You want to make sure you press and press and press and press, because we want a lot of oil. So don't be skimp on this part. Put all your energy or your effort. See, there's still more water coming out. The water is what you want. And so for those of you who are wondering, well, what are we going to do with the chaff? Well, here in Ghana, we have so many uses of it, right? We can use it as fertilizer. So my dad has a farm that we actually going to use this to fertilize that. And we can also use this to make coconut flour, okay? You can bake with it. You can do a whole lot of things with it. So we're not going to waste this. You can also feed these to chickens, right? So turkey, poultry, if you have any house animals or whatever, we also feed this to the chickens. So no part of the coconut is wasted during this process. So we're pretty much gonna go do the same thing for all of the grinded coconut we have. And then I will show you guys what the next step is. So hang in there with us. And this is gonna be a long process, but we'll see you on the other end. All right, guys, so here we are almost at the final stage of the coconut oil making process. So the last time you guys saw me, we were straining the water or the juices or the fluids from the grinded coconut. So the next stage is that we put everything in the refrigerator, not the freezer, but the refrigerator, and this is the final product. So the next thing we're gonna do is that if you look at this, if you guys come closer and you look at it, it feels really hard, right? We poked a little part of it so you can see the coconut, I guess, milk or water coming out. But this part is what we want for the oil. So what we're going to do is that we're going to collect just the hardened, oily part, and we're going to put it in this pot, and we're going to boil it for about 30 minutes, okay? So let's get right into it. You want to be really careful. The reason why I'm using such a large, this one is pretty easy, came right off. Look at that. This is all coconut oil. We want to make sure we don't have water in it. Of course, we're always going to have a little bit of extra water in it, but you just want to do your best. All right, so this goes into the boiling pot. You make sure you got to do it like that. You always want the sound effect. So get as much of the oil out as possible. And so we're going to do the same thing for all of this. And then when we come back, I will see you guys in the next stage, which is the boiling of the coconut oil. See ya. What's up, guys? All right, we are at last but one stage of this whole process. And so what we have here is the hardened part of the whole mixture. I forgot to mention earlier, but you put it in the fridge overnight, okay? Once again, not the freezer, but the fridge overnight, okay? Well, say I did.
3, 2, 1.
All right, guys, so here we are. We are at the boiling stage of this whole process, and what we have here is the oily part of the whole mixture that we collected. So if you guys take a look at this, we very gently collected just this part, and we made sure we didn't have enough water in it. Now, I forgot to mention earlier that you keep this in the fridge for keeping the fridge overnight, okay, about 24 hours. Not in the freezer, but in the fridge, okay? And so what we are going to do next is that we're going to boil it for about 30 minutes. Everything we have here is oil, okay? I know it looks white, but when it boils down, it's going to look like coconut oil, literally. And so we're going to let it boil for about 30 minutes, and then we will be collecting sort of like a white layer, right? That settles on top of the whole thing. We just collect that part. We don't want that part. As it boils, right, the water, right, the little bit of water that made its way in there is going to evaporate, and then we'll be left with the oil. So let's just be patient and let's have this boil, and then we'll be back, okay? Hang in there, hang in there. We're almost there. All right, guys, so here we are, final stage in the coconut oil making process. We got a lot of oil. Take a look at this. We got a whole lot of oil, and I am about to extract the oil from our little cooked mixture. Look at all of this. This is all pure coconut oil, and we will get about 5 of these cups from this coconut. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that we may have not done something right at one of the stages, and I think it's when we strained it. So you want to make sure that you strain it 2 or 3 times if you need to, right? You don't want any chaff at all in there, because this is what you get if you leave a lot of stuff in there. Usually when we make the coconut oil, we're not supposed to get this much we're not supposed to get like this much white thick stuff, and this is all the chaff. So when you are straining it, right, make sure you strain it 2-3 times if you need to, okay? All right, so now let's keep going. So far we are able to extract just the oil. So here we are. So a little bit of the white stuff made its way in there, so I'm just going to use this little strainer and just strain it like so. I'm probably just going to use the strainer for the rest of it. And then what we're going to do is that after we extract as much oil on it as possible, we will boil it again for about 30 minutes, let it sit. When it cools, when we extract more oil, we will do that until we get as much oil as possible. Like I said, we should be able to get about 4 or 5 of these cups, which is maybe 50 ounces of, yeah, I think it's about 50 ounces of coconut oil, which usually we get more than that, but I think because we didn't strain it multiple times, we missed out on a lot. But we're still getting a lot of oil, so that's good. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of this video, and yeah. All right, guys, so I am going to continue to collect the oil from this little mixture we have here. But that is the end of this video. I hope you guys learned a thing or two about how to make coconut oil, as well as, you know, just in general about coconut and what the health benefits are. I did not forget, I'm going to be making a video on the health benefits of the coconut husk. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. Leave me a comment below and let me know if you've tried making your own coconut oil before and how it turned out. Also, let me know if you tried making your own coconut oil using my recipe. Thank you for watching this video. Do not forget to subscribe, share, comment, like, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!